The impact of Christianity in the New World or the founding of America was it can be found in Luke chapter 14:23 says, "And the Lord said unto the servant, Go unto the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled." This this shows the missionary work that Jesus commanded all Christians to do. That showed that we must go out and talk to people and tell people about Jesus, and that's what the European nations were going to do. They wanted to see these Native Americans as potential Christians, and the presentation that we listened to said that it had there not been any natives, then the settlements in the New World may have been slightly adjusted to a little later on in time. We may not have been as far placed as we are today. And the Christians would eventually need somewhere to go. Christians would have to have a place in order to have refuge once the persecutions began, and that leads us into the importance of the Puritanisms. And the Mayflower would establish the first permanent English settlement in New England, and after this initial settlement was done, many other Puritan groups would flock to the area and really piggyback off of what happened at Plymouth and all this other area, and it built greatly amongst the area. That's why in the New England area we have so many people today. So many people flocked during this time that it was really the center point that people were able to go to and have that freedom to worship the way they chose and the way that the Puritans chose to do so. Says and the importance of religion in early America. The scripture made Christianity real, but also the government made it real. So whenever all these contracts and compacts and everything was established in the New World to make all these colonies, they established that people had their obligation to church and their church family, and they had to pay their taxes to the church. So that brought people in the church and religion brought the people together and the families together. If we fast forward just a little bit and look into the First Great Awakening, this was all about the families coming back together and finding its center with Christ and finding how it all ties back in together. We see many families flock back to the Christian ways of how they used to be in the colonies, and we see that was so driven deep in tradition and what they did that's how they really functioned, that they had to have their reliance on the church and had that reliance on their beliefs of Jesus. So we see that once everything happens after the revolution began, there's another great awakening which further implements that religion was an important part in the everyday American's life during this time. So that's all that I have. That's about it.